Nanga Live, here at Citizen Television. On to more news now. And friends, family and political leaders joined the family of the late James Maina Wanjigi at the All Saints Cathedral Church for the memorial service. Maina Wanjigi, who is the father of the politician and businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, died a few days ago after a long illness. He was aged 95. Take a look.
He is a statesman and a respected civil servant to many Kenyans, but to his family, James Maina Wanjigi is a husband, a father and grandfather. The family of the late post-independence politician paid tributes to the man they loved and envied.
I can't remember any time these children were beaten by the father, except he would get annoyed when the results of school come. And these two boys used to wait for me in the corridor and ask me, "Mommy, is Daddy breathing hard?"
He is a landmark in history when he was Minister for Tourism for setting a target of 1 million tourists in Kenya. At the time, we were under 100,000.
Wanjigi, who served as a member of parliament for Kamkunji from 1969, also served as a cabinet minister during the Kenyatta and Moi's governments. His grandchildren mourning him as a role model and an astute leader.
All these stories people are telling are new to me because I didn't know Maina Wanjigi. I knew Guka. My Guka, who would slip me wine in the tiniest wine glass at dinner when I spent the night, 2 glasses maximum, just like him. My Guka would read me Bible stories and quiz me on them later, or even as he was reading, just to make sure I was paying attention.
This is the man who ran his home with the discipline of a one-party state, and yet would giggle in fear when his grandchildren would chase him around his home, armed with nothing but a pillow and the energy of a 4-year-old.
Guka was also somebody who was very proud of his grandchildren and loved to show us off. He told me one day he was getting many calls about my speech at the manifesto launch of my father, and that when negotiations start for my own wedding, that he'll give me away with dollars instead of Kenya shillings.
The meets, the bonding, even with my fellow cousins, our grandparents would give us very good knowledge into what life would throw at us.
Political leaders joined Jimmy Wanjigi in mourning his father, and even though the church was keen to avoid politics at the pulpit, a few statements on the state of the nation made its way. The leaders calling on the church to join the nation in bringing change.
Paul Mwita and his team fought hard for this country. We must get it right this time. So we'll be pretending, even as we escort Mzee Maina Wanjigi, that all is well in our country. It is not.
We have a crisis of leadership where those in positions of power and influence are holding those positions, pursuing self-interest, not the interests of the people. That is what is wrong with us, and we must be able to call it out.
Honorable Wanjigi, at the time when, during the Moroto crisis, when the government of the day knew what the members of parliament should be doing, he stood by the people of Moroto.
Isn't this the time that we all came together, because we have only one country, supported the Gen Zs, showed them the way so that we can have a Kenya that everybody can live and live happily?
Maina Wanjigi will be laid to rest on Friday at his new. Honorable James Maina Wanjigi has been eulogized as a trailblazer in the political scene and as a businessman. And in what looks like a new normal, politicians were warned against politicking on the pulpit. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV at the All Saints Cathedral in